Welcome to SeedProd. I'm going to show you just how easy it is to create a Barber website by using WordPress and SeedProd together. You can head over to seedprod.com or click the link in the description below. I just want to show you something cool here. We can click on templates, and here you can search all the templates on our website to see what kind of templates are offered, or you can just skim through them yourself if you like. So for Barber, for example, we actually have two here called Dapper Barber and another one called Tattoo Studio and Barbershop. Now, you don't have to use just these ones. You can use any of the themes that come with SeedProd. So for example, here's all of them. And if I scroll down, maybe you could find another one that you like. And of course, you could just customize that to become a Barber website. It doesn't have to fit that exact theme. This is just to give you a head start. Once you find a theme that you like, you can go ahead and click on Get SeedProd now. Make sure you grab the Pro version if you want to follow this video, as that's what I'm going to be using. Once you have a copy, you're going to click on Login and install the Pro version. If you need help with the installation, you can find a link in the description below to a video that will walk you through step-by-step how to install SeedProd. Okay, great. Now I have a clean installation of WordPress, and I also have SeedProd installed. We can see it on the left-hand side here. Now I'm going to go to the theme builder right here, and we'll click on this. And this is where we're going to import all of our theme files. Again, we're going to look for the theme template kit that we want to use, so I'm going to click the button up here in the top. And here we can see a similar layout for all of the themes that come with SeedProd. So we're going to be using the Dapper Barber. Again, you could use the search templates to find this template. And you can preview this, or you can click the check mark to import all of the files for this theme. Great, if everything went successful, you should see all of the template files here in the list under theme templates. So SeedProd works by creating templates. These aren't individual pages, but templates. So for example, there's a footer here. And this footer will actually go ahead and show on every page, or you can use conditions to decide what pages it will show up on. If you'd like to learn more about how all of the templates work, there are other videos on the channel and on our seedprod.com blog that you can read about. So now if we check out the front page, we're going to see that it's not actually active yet. So even though we imported the website, we're just going to see the default WordPress theme. So to enable this, we can come back and we can see a little switch here, Enable SeedProd Theme. Let's go ahead and turn this on. And I'm just going to click OK a couple times. And then we'll come back and refresh our front page. Great, now we can see that the SeedProd Barber theme is active, and we already have a website up. Now we just need to customize it to make sense for our barber shop. So now at the top here, we can see that we have a few pages. We have our logo, and then we have About Us, Services, Blog, and Book Appointment. So we're gonna go ahead and customize our front page, the About Us, Services, and Blog. And then we'll take a look at the Book Appointment. This is a separate page as well. And now this is a very simple looking page where you have an email, your hours, another email here if you need it, and a newsletter. You can put whatever you wish here. If you're interested, you can head over to the SeedProd YouTube channel, and we have a video up called The Best WordPress Appointment and Booking Plugins. I'll leave a link in the description for that as well. You can also use the search function here to just type in appointment, and you might find that video quickly. This will allow you to pick an appointment plugin that may make sense for your business that you can implement into SeedProd and inside of the book appointment page. This video is not going to cover that specifically. So let's go ahead and click back on the logo. We'll come back to the home page and let's get started with customizing this. Now I'm going to come down and look for the home page here. If you have trouble finding it, you have arrows on the bottom. There might be multiple pages. Here we have the home page. I'm going to click on Edit Design. And now we're inside of the SeedProd page builder. Now the front page actually uses two different headers. That's why you see two here. So this is the universal one that will be on every single page. However, it's being excluded on the home page because we have a second one here that's looking like it's sitting on top of the graphic here on the background. So we can actually click the I here to hide this one. And don't worry, that white space will not appear on your website. So now we have a custom header that we have just specifically for the home page that we can modify if we need to. So the way SeedProd works is we have all of our sections. You can see the purple section here. We have our columns and our rows and our blocks. And you can see that they're color coded. So for example, columns and rows are blue, and our blocks are orange. To modify a block, you can click on the cogwheel here for block settings. You can see that it updates on the left-hand side. Now this is actually a template part, so it'll take you to a different page, and you can see all of the different parts that you can modify. Now this may be a little overwhelming at first, but you will get used to it really quickly working with these various template files. To get back to the blocks, I'm going to click this icon up top. Now the blocks we can actually put into our page quickly and easily. We can just go ahead and select one from the left-hand side. For example, if I want a button, I just find the button, drag it in, and now I have a button there. And that's the same thing for every block on our SeedProd sidebar here. So for example, if I want a progress bar or a pricing table, a search form, countdown, videos, whatever you want, you can just simply drag and drop them into your page. you customize it, and then you're ready to go. So let's actually get started with the background image here. So let's go ahead and select the purple section here. You can see it's purple at the top, and we click the section settings. Here, this will give us the background information, background color, and the background image that we're using. So I can just go ahead and delete this if I wish, and you can see that it has the black color. If you just want to use a color, you can change this to whatever you wish. You can also do a gradient if you like. So you can select this with linear or radial. For this, I'm going to use my own image. So here on the left under background image, I'm going to click on use your own image. And I'm just going to drag my image and drop it in here. And here on the bottom right, we can click on select. Great, now you can use any image you like. And we also have some customization options here on the bottom. So we can do the background positioning. Right now it's on full screen fixed. And you can change this to make sense, whatever works for you. We can contain that 100% width top. We have different options here that you can select. I think that one looks fine there. We can also dim the background because right now it's a little bit hard to see the text. So let's go ahead and dim that. And you can just see a little bit through, but the actual text will pop off the page much better. I think around there looks just fine. Next, let's talk about the text. So here we have a lot of text that we can modify. Now you can change it on the block level. I can click block settings, and then I can click on advanced, and we have typography options here for the font and the sizing. However, we also have global settings. So let's go ahead and save our front page here, and let's go to the bottom left for global settings. This will take us to a new page. We'll click OK. And here we can see all of the options on the left-hand side for colors, fonts, background, buttons, forms, layout, and custom CSS. Here on the right-hand side, we can see an example of what all of that will look like. This is just a test page. So for example, we have our headers here, so we can change fonts, and we have our header font. Right now we have work sans. Now we can use that or change it to anything that we wish. So for example, if I want this to be a little bit more bold, I can go ahead and do so. Now you can customize each individual H1 through H6, as well as the body text as well, which I think looks perfectly fine. You can also do the same for the colors if you wish. You have all of your buttons, your links, etc. So for example, for buttons, I'm going to have something a little bit more powerful, maybe something in the red family. That'll pop off the page a little bit better. We also have the links. I'll do the same thing. Let me actually copy and paste this color here, and we'll see if that looks good. It might not, but we can just add this for now. And we can see an example here of what this looks like. Now you can see there's a hover on the button, and to customize that further, we can actually come down to the button section here. Here we can see that color. We also have a hover as well. So for example, click on button color, select the color that I just used. I think it was this one, and maybe I'll make that a little bit brighter or darker. Now when you hover over, you can see there is a transition there. Once you're happy with all of your changes, you can continue on with making your changes on the left-hand side. Click save, and then we'll exit out of here, and we can come back and look for the home page. And I can come back and edit this. I'll click on edit design. And here we can see all of the updates that we made. Now the H1 actually didn't update for that specific font, but the H2, H3 you can see were a little bit more bold, which I actually like that. And you can see our buttons have updated as well. To modify the text here, we simply click on block settings, and this is a headline, and we could just change the text here. There we go, amazing cuts, amazing value, and then we can change the size of this. We can customize the font size. Since it is a little bit too big, I'll do it somewhere around there. We also have the text down here that you could go ahead and just simply type in and modify this. Here we have a button. So it says get started. Let's change that to maybe make appointment or book appointment. You can change that. You also have subtext here. Say 20% off first visit. And this is linking to the services page, which is the book appointment page. Or if you just want to keep it simple, you can remove that subtext as well. Here you have an alignment, so you can center that button, put it to the right, or you can make it the full width. I'm actually going to make it the full width. I think that looks just fine. So here we have icons that you can add before the text or after the text. I'll add maybe some scissors. So if I type in cut, we can find some scissors here, and you can see that that gets added to the button. Great. If we come down, we can find the next section, and you can go ahead and just do the same thing that we just did above. So we have the section here. If you want to add a background color, you can change this from being white to something else if you like. It's up to you. For now, I'll just leave it to white. And we can change the image here. Now this looks like an image block, but it's not. There's actually a spacer in here. So this is just some blank space. And what our designer did was in the column settings, you can see a column here for the left side and then a column here on the right side. If you click on this cogwheel here, this is actually the column settings for this. And then this was set as a background image. So we can remove this and actually use our own image as well. So I'll go ahead and upload a new one. I'll just drag my file in here. And we'll wait for that to transfer. And once it's done, we'll go ahead and select it and click on the select button on the bottom right. There we go. That was added as the background here. Again, you can position this or dim it or change it, and the overlay color if you like. On the right, we have the text that you can update, as well as the text here you can change, as well as the button. Great, when you're done with this section, you can come down and do the same thing. We'll just simply change the text here. And now we have a new section here with 3 icons, a little bit of a heading here, and then some text underneath. There we go, wild ideas brought to life. For this section, it's white like the top here, so I might actually just change this a bit. Maybe do a slight gray color, just so it's a little bit different to break up the page. And then here we have the 3 different sections. So this is actually an image box. So these are different images. So you would just go ahead and select your own image that you can upload again here. You could also use an icon box or an icon setup if you want to use the built-in icons. So to modify this, we have the block settings. You would just simply change the image. Come down, we have the different alignments. So for example, there's the left alignment, the center that we are using. We have the vertical alignment, which doesn't seem to do anything at this point, just based on the layout. We have the header here that you can change the text. So right now it says classic haircuts. And you have the text here at the bottom that you can update as well. Under advanced, we have the header topography, the header color, topography, and color. So for header color, we could change this maybe to the red that we've been using. I think that looks good. And then I'll just do the same thing for each one of these. I'll just select them and we'll use that red color. And there we go. Once you're happy, you can come down the page and we have the next section. Again, we're just going to keep doing the same thing that we've been doing. This again looks like a background image that you can update. So you'd select the column here and you can update the background image right here. So again, I just uploaded my own picture. We'll select that. And now we have our own picture here on the right side. On the left, we have the text. You just simply select it, update the text or the size to make sure it fits properly, and then go ahead and do that for all of the text that's showing up here. Great. Once you're happy, you can scroll down. And here we have some testimonials. We have a new section as well as a testimonial block. We can click on block settings, and we actually have 2 different testimonials here. We have a John Smith and an Emily Taylor. And you can see there's 2 different circles here as well to swap between them, or you can use the arrows to do so. So let's just look at the first one. You have John Smith. We can click on this here. It'll open up. Here we can see the actual testimonial that you can update, as well as the person's picture here. Now you can use a picture that someone provides you. If you like, you could use a stock image if you wish, or you could use your own image here and then select the photo that they gave you. So I'll pick this one, and there we can see it updates. So again, just update the testimonial. Change their name here if you like, and then just minimize this. And you can change the second one for Emily Taylor if you like. Or if you wish, you can duplicate and make another one, or delete them, or add a new testimonial from scratch. You can do the same thing. You can change the alignment of the testimonials here. I kind of like the left side. You can enable the comment bubble. So you can see how it adds a comment bubble around this. And you can change the color if you wish. You can customize this. I think a light gray is fine, just like that. You also have carousel settings here. So if you want to have it autoplay, and how long it'll skim between each one. We also have the navigation, so on light or dark. So this is a light background, so we'll select the dark. And how many testimonials it shows. So you can actually show 2 here side by side and have them scroll through multiple or just by one. Again, don't forget about the advanced options for, of course, all the styles, topography, whatever you wish to customize. And then great, down here we have the next section. This is the exact same thing that we've been doing. So this block here, we have text. You can just simply update this if you like. There's nothing new here that you haven't already done. So this is just a simple headline that you can update. Right here's the same thing with the background for the column itself. You can update this and change the picture. So I'll just go ahead and update it with my own photo. Great. Next, I'll just update the text here. If you like, we have the person's name. This is just straight up text. So there's nothing fancy here. And then it's another testimonial. On the right, we have some stats. So here we have actually a counter. So this will actually count up when the page loads. And here's another one for the counter. So if we look at it for 89%, we can see the starting number that you want to start at, and then the 89. So when you scroll down the page, you'll actually see this. Let's go ahead. I'll update this page here on the front page. You can see all of our changes, and keep an eye on the right side. We'll see that that slowly counts up. So that's a cool little effect that we can add. We have a number prefix, number suffix. So right now we have the percentage. The animation duration, you can make that longer if you like. So for example, do 2. You can see that it's a little bit slower. And we can do the same for this one as well if we wish, just so people will have a better chance of seeing that animation. There we go. I think that looks great. You have the title here. And again, we have the advanced options for all the number topography and the title topography. And then finally at the bottom, we actually have the footer template. Now, since this is a footer template that's being included on this page, we actually can't update this here. We actually have to go to the footer template itself to modify the footer. So everything looks pretty good here. If we want to modify it, we have to save this page first. And we can actually click on this and we'll leave this. Let's make sure that this saves first so you can see the orange bar at the top. So again, you can see that go across. Click on footer template, and this will bring you to this page where you can customize it. Now the footer is probably included on all of the pages on the website. When you make one change here, it'll actually change on all of the pages. So instead of follow us, I'll just update it to follow our work. Now right here, we have all of our images that we have in the columns. Now, if you wanted to change this, I actually recommend Smash Balloon. You can check out, and they have all of these feeds. So for example, for an Instagram feed, if you want to show your pictures embedded right into your website, you can use this Smash Balloon Instagram Feed Pro, and it'll look similar to this. You can fully customize the look and feel of it. They actually have some features and a demo here if you want to check that out. So here's a standard. And again, you can completely customize how this looks with the masonry, social wall, etc. Below this, we have a little bit of information. So the site name, the text, some contact information, some quick links here. This is just a simple menu. So for the nav menu, you work similar to the carousel, where you can click on this. We can modify the name, the URL, some information here. You can duplicate it. You can delete it. You can add a new one from scratch if you like. Right now, this is perfectly fine. You can actually change the order as well by clicking and dragging. You can change the font size, which is fine for us. The space between, which is also fine. And if you like, you can add a divider, but these are on top of each other, so I'm not too worried about it. We have the alignment, if you want to modify that, as well as the advanced options, as always, with submenus and the topography, list layout, submenu options here, and padding, etc. On the right, we have our newsletter. So we can click on the newsletter here, and we're accepting an email, the name, and we can show the opt-in if we wanted to confirm, as well as the size, the alignment, what the submit button actually says. Right now it just says sign up. We could say join our newsletter if it's in fact a newsletter. The width, font size, and background color, everything looks fine there. And then the success action. So you can show an image on success, or you can redirect if you like. For example, maybe you'll have a thank you page. Maybe you'll have an upgrade or some type of side service that you could offer on a thank you page. Now, these will be seen on the subscribers page, but you can also hit the connect page. Let me just save the page before we click here. But we can click on connect, and this will actually allow you to set up your email list with a third-party email marketing service. So for example, if you want to use Constant Contact, you can click on connect new account, paste in your API key, which is provided by these services themselves, not by SeedProd. Give an optional connection name and click connect. Now your email list, when they sign up, will be managed by whichever third-party email marketing service you decided to go with. Once you're happy with everything, click on save, and we can X out of here. Great. Let's go ahead and just refresh our front page, and you can see that everything's being updated. We have our background. The colors have changed on the button. Our header sizes have changed down here. We can see this. Our images have changed. We changed the background color, some of the colors for the headline here. We have our buttons. Again, we have the testimonials we updated. We changed a little bit here with the timing. And of course, our footer has been updated across all of our pages that this is included in on. On the bottom, we have our links that look good and our email newsletter, which you can set up with a third-party email marketing service. Great. Now that our homepage is done, let's check out the About Us page. So here we can see the About Us page. We're in the SeedProd page builder. And we have our header here. Again, we had the other header as well. It looks like it's using the transparent one as well, similar to the home page. So we can hide this one. And if we click here, we can see that this is actually a template part. To modify this on multiple pages, we can just click Edit Template Part, the same as the actual footer. Now it looks like it's nothing here, but it's actually because it's on white text on a white background. So you'd have to modify this if you want to be able to see it fine. You can see it there. So I'm just going to keep this white, but just to know that this is in fact located here. So up here for the section settings, right now I set the background to white. When I put it back here, you actually don't want this because remember, it's a transparent background. So to get the transparent, we actually want to click clear, and you can see that this gets changed to a clear or a transparent icon here. This way, when we save it, instead of having a white background like this, we can refresh and you can see it's transparent. Okay, great. So let's go back and edit the rest of the page here. I'm going to exit out of the SeedProd page builder, come to pages again, and we have About Us, and we'll edit with SeedProd. So here we have About Us. If you like, you can change the text here. We also have the section background. So if you want to change this and use your own image, you can go ahead and do that. I'm just going to select the same image that we were using. Actually, maybe I'll switch to a different one. And you can see that we have a larger image that doesn't fit in there. So this is where you can use that positioning, if it'll work, Sometimes you might actually have to change and use a different picture. Not every picture is going to use or be able to be used in the same spot. So that one didn't work too well. So I could generate a new picture, find a new picture, or of course use the same one that I have here. If we come down to the next section, we have all of these photos here. This is an About Us image section. So just like the header and the footer, you can modify this template part. It's just a section that has its own pictures inside of it. On the right-hand side, we have some more text. We have a header here, and we have some text here. You can see that some of these colors aren't being updated because they're being changed locally. So if I clear this, you can see that it uses the default black. If we want, we have the global theme colors, and I can change that to red. Same as down here with the background color for this. It has an About Us counter section. I want that to be red, so let's save this and go back to edit this template part. And I just want to change the background color here. So it might be for the block, or it's possibly for the actual column here. So for this side, I can't actually select that. So we can actually use the navigator here on the bottom left, layout navigator, and this will open a side panel. And if you have a hard time reaching something, or if it's hard to move things around, you can just simply use this navigator on the right-hand side. So we have the row and then the 2 columns. I want the left column, and I want to select the background and update that. Here we have the other column. I'll change the background, and we can update that. And then we can go ahead and save this and go ahead and close this. Let's make sure that this original page was saved, and I'm just going to refresh it, and you can see that that template was updated. Great. When I come down, we have the testimonial section. Again, you can modify this however you like. I think it looks pretty good. We have the color here that we want to change. So I'll change this. We can change the text. We can change the photo here of the person, their name, and their job. So we have the header text and the co-founder, as well as on the right-hand side as well. Below that, we have the testimonial. So this was just manually made. You can use the testimonial block as well if you like. So just do a quick search, testimonial, and you could drag that in here and use your own testimonials customized with that block itself. For the background, we can click on that. If you don't like the color, you can select something else. There's the gray. I actually like that beige looking color background. So we can come down to the next section. And again, I'll just change this color. We'll just continue to go through and update the page. There's nothing new here, so I don't think you really need any help from me on this one. You can completely customize it however you like. You know how to update images now. And this is an actual team member block, so this is a little bit different. And you have the different positions, the width. So if I want, I can change the image position, the right, left, top. I like the top. We have the name. We have the title tag. So if you want a little bit bigger or different style, you can use these. We have the show designation. You can turn that on or off if you like. We have the description as well. So if you wanted to add a description for this team member, you could do that. We have the image area. So if you want to change the shape, we can make it rounded or circle. So let's go ahead and we can go through and change all of these to circles. And you can also customize the shape if you want something different. We also have separators and social icons on the bottom. So if you want to show their social profiles, you could go ahead and do that. For example, the Jenner has this right here. I'm actually just going to turn these off. We're going to come up to the top under advanced. And for the designation color, I'm going to change this to red. You can see that that was updated. I'm just going to change it for the other two as well. Great. Once you're happy with that, you have the footer at the bottom, save the page, and we can refresh About Us. And there we go. We can see everything updated. We have the color changes here, any changes that you made, the images, and the colors as well. So I think that looks good. Next, we have the services pages. I actually made a mistake earlier. I thought that the book appointment was the services. So we do have a service here with all of the services listed. And then this, when you click book now, actually gets linked to the book appointment page. We can see that here. So again, you still want to get a appointment plugin for WordPress, or you can just use your contact information where people can contact you by phone or email, or maybe even social media. Let's go ahead and we'll save this again and exit out, and we'll look for that services page. So let's look for pages, all pages, and here we have services listed. Let's click on edit with SeedProd. We'll hide that top header. Here you can change the background image, the services text, and we have these blocks now for our settings. So we have 2 columns all the way down in different rows. So here's one row, and then column 1 on the left, column 2 on the right, and then we have the block inside of this column. Now each one of these is actually a template part. This is just the way that this designer for our team set this up. You can do this in multiple ways. So we have section 1, we have section 2, section 3. So if you like, you could click on this and edit the template part. Now this has a row inside of it with 2 columns. You can change the picture here. So you can modify this. We can delete this and add our own if you like. So I can put this one and select it. And on the right, we have skincare and the price that we offer that for, how long it will take, and if you can book it now. I'll save this. We'll close this out, and I'll just simply refresh this page. Make sure this is saved as well. We'll refresh. There you go. You can see the custom image that I added, and then any of the details that you updated here. Then you can proceed to go through each one to modify these. Here it looks like we have a video playing. If I click, we have a video pop up. So maybe you want to showcase your studio or barbershop. For this example, I'm just going to remove this section. We just have the next one here, which is again another section similar to the front page, precision in every snip with an image. It's just a section breakup. I could actually select this and maybe put a darker background, maybe a little bit of a gray. Right here, we'll select this one here. I think that looks good. And then of course your footer. Go ahead and save that, and you can close this out, and your services page should be updated now. There you go. You can see the changes. Next, we have the blog here. So we actually only have one post here. I could do a sample page. So let's go under posts on the top left and add a new post. Now here we're actually constructing a new blog post. We have the title and we have the text that we can put in here. On the right hand side, we have our information. We have our author, categories, tags, the featured image, excerpt, and discussion. We could set a featured image here. I'll just select this one right here and we'll click on set featured image. And that'll now be the one that shows up on the blog itself. We can pick a title, and here you can put in your content. So I gave it a title. I put in some fake text here for now. We added the featured image. Let's go ahead and publish this. And there we go. If we come back to our blog page, if we refresh, we can now see that post. I'm going to delete the Hello World one. That's just the test one that comes with WordPress specifically. I can trash that. And if we refresh, you can see that we have one post here that was added. And there we go. I just added a couple more here, and you can see the different layouts for this. Now, if we want to go ahead and modify this, again, we come to pages, all pages, and we look for blog. We have post page. Now, this actually does not get edited here. We're going to edit the template itself under SeedProd and theme builder. Here, if we look, you can search for page 1 or 2, depending on what page it's on. And we have blog page here. Let's go ahead and edit the design, and we can see our posts here. We have the header, the footer that was included, etc. So here we can actually select the block settings for the blog itself and how these will show. So we can change the custom query, which is fine. We have all types of different selection options for your posts to narrow it down by category, tags, authors, how you want to order them by. Right now we have the classic layout. You can change this to card if you want to change that. We have creative, so you can change that, as well as minimal as well. So I'm just going to leave it to, I think, minimal, or we could go with classic. You can change this to masonry, and you can change how many wide. And this would organize itself in a masonry layout. It's a little bit hard to see with only one row. Here you can change the number per page. So you can have 12 if you want to show the featured image or not. There's tons of different information here and settings to change and fully customize your blog post. We also have advanced options. So you can change the colors, the post colors, text, image, border, etc. For example, for the image, you could add a shadow to this, and you can see that that gets added to the bottom. I'll just add maybe a small shadow for this. We have the border radius. So if you want to add maybe curved images, you can do so as well. You can add a border if you like, and you can do that for absolutely any section here. So we have the content area itself. If you like, you could put maybe a light gray background. You can see that that gets highlighted behind the text. You could customize the spacing on that to make it look a little bit better. Once you're happy with everything, again, just hit save. And that should update on the front page once the orange bar here is done. I'll just go ahead and refresh, and there you go. You can see the new layout. Once we click on one, we actually have another template here. This is the actual blog post itself. So this has the image that we added. It has the title, the date, the actual text, and then to share the article, as well as click through to the next article. So you can go ahead and edit this the same way that we edited this page as well. If we close this, we just look for the blog post page. So here we have blog page, but we're looking for the single post, and this is applied to all posts. We can edit the design here, and here you can see all of the layout here that you can modify. So for example, if I come down, maybe you want the header to be a different color. We can change that to, for example, the red. You have the text here. If you want to make this maybe font size bigger, smaller, whatever makes you happy, you can change that, whatever you think works. I'll make it a little bit bigger. You also have the advanced options here for typography, color, shadow, spacing, etc. Once you're happy with all of this, let's go ahead and save. And again, the same thing. We'll just refresh, and we can see that our changes will take effect. If I come down, you can see that this was changed, and the text is a lot larger. Great. Now we just have the last page here for book appointment. And of course, this is done the same way as all of the other pages. So we'll come under pages and all pages, and we'll look for the contact page, edit with SeedProd. Again, here it says services. Let's change this to contact, or maybe even just book appointment. So book appointment, and we can hide that top header there. And then down here below, again, you could check out that video on getting an appointment booking plugin that you could add into WordPress here to help manage that, or just use your actual information for booking an appointment. Put your email. You just click on these. It's just simple text. You can change your hours. We also have an hours thing here as well for your store hours. Let me look for it. So here, business hours, you could drag this in, and you could plop that in right here, drag this above, and delete this one. And of course, you could click on block settings and fully customize this. So we can modify this to make it look a little bit bigger if you like. And we'll get rid of this press one down here at the bottom, not really needed, and we'll delete that. So there you go. So here you can change the text, email to book, or they could have a phone number. They have the hours here, maybe link to your social media if you wish. You could subscribe them to your newsletter. Again, you can connect this to your favorite third-party email marketing service, how I showed you earlier. And then again, we have our footer at the bottom. Once you're happy, click save. We can go ahead and refresh this page, and there we go. Looks good. So for the front page here, we can see the changes. We have our logo and our menu. Again, the logo is just a simple image. You can update that to any logo and modify the size and everything that you wish. We have our header here with the book appointment changed in color. We changed all of the headings, the actual global settings for the text and buttons. We changed the images and headers, a little bit of the layout, some of the settings for the speed on the animations. We have the About Us page, which is completed here. Here we made some modifications as well, and you learned about template parts and how to customize those very easily. Here's our services page, which you can fully customize. You can add to your blog page now with some updates, and we have the individual page as well that you can customize if you want to change the layout, as well as the book appointment here as well. So one thing I did notice is that this page here is using the default header, and you'll see that the link here is actually not updated. So this is actually using the default, not the transparent header, but the default header. So we can look and scan through the pages here for the template, and we have header section transparent, but we also have the default header here. Just open this up. We can select this, and for the book appointment, we'll go advanced, and we'll select that red color. Let's save that and update. There you go. That's how easy SeedProd makes it to make updates to your page. There you go. That's how you make a Barber website. You can fully customize it and look however you like. I hope you found this video helpful. Please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and check out these videos to learn more about SeedProd. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.